Oh, we all look a bit fucked.
We all look mashed up.
Yeah, we're all on there,
Yeah, we're all good. Yeah. All looking mashed up, but all good.
Oh, no, that's cool.
Yeah. It's the return of the wild style fashion and smashing this, making on to it.
Yeah. Who's playing that? Is that Damien?
Yeah, white boy. Yeah.
Yes, people, what's going on? Jim Rat Pack back in the house with me, Larry Olabamiwal, and
Who's going next?
Me, Mr. L Rock.
And dumbass white boy over here, Damien Ashley. What's up, people?
Damien Smashley. And he's going to fight any YouTuber.
Fuck's sake, man. He's doing it again.
They call him Damien Smashley.
Is this my Christmas present? I'm going to get some dumbass YouTuber on my front door on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we're back again, people. We're back again. Hopefully we're going to be back a few more times before the year's out. And and see you into the new year. But today we've got the topic of the moment right now. Jonathan Major's been found guilty of the lesser crime of third-degree assault, I believe, and harassment. The worst charge that he got found not guilty of was aggravated harassment and aggravated assault, I think. So at least he didn't get found. Sorry?
Reckless assault in the third degree and then harassment in the second degree.
Yeah. So he's been found guilty and subsequently has been fired by Disney, Marvel. So guys, what do you all think about this? Start with Damien. Stay with the heart of Damien.
You know what? We spoke very briefly about this earlier. I'm still on Major's side. I think he's being used right now as literally a pawn for the media to go, look, another actor out there doing some bad business, but there's a lot more nuance to this than what's there. But I think it's being avoided or ignored, and I think his legal team did a shocking job. So yeah, that's my take on that one real quick.
Leo, what's your quick take on it before we go in depth in it?
This verdict is an actual tragedy for justice. Yeah, and I'm gonna say it. I just think it's an absolute farce. It's they're talking about harassment and she was chasing him and I just think this is just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Obviously, me and Larry, we had a conversation, and we said anybody could be in Jonathan Major's shoes. Now, once again, no one at the GRP condone violence. But say me and you, Damien, was messing about. You jacked my phone and I grabbed it off you. But because I thought you was going to move quick, I've grabbed you quick and I've mashed up your finger. Now, what is that really? First of all, you shouldn't be taking my phone, should you? Yeah,
that's your property. That's defined as theft. That's defined as theft.
And I want it back. And not only that, we know that phones these days, that's confidentiality. She's not his wife. These things are, even Larry said, why didn't they go down that road?
Well, yeah.
Why didn't they go down that road? She stole my phone.
Yeah.
She stole my phone and I used reasonable force to take it back. However, I am bigger. I didn't use 100% of force or she'd have no fingers. Look at the size of him. And look at the size of her. I just think I don't know where we're going with this. Everything showed that this was just dumb. It was dumb. It was a dumb couple getting into dumb situations. There was no intent on violence or, there's no real intent on anything.
That's the thing. He hasn't been charged. The actual allegations of intent were both dropped. So intent for harm were both dropped.
But then if there's no intent, it's not, you know, it's not manslaughter. Do you know what I mean? Like he grabbed her finger, and she still went raving afterwards, smoking cigarette, running up and down, chasing the brother up and down the street.
That
just doesn't.
For me, that is the, because we didn't. We saw all the other camera stuff, but we didn't see that video evidence till during the trial. When I saw that, I was like, if they find this brother guilty after seeing that, this is nonsense. This is just, there's no chance for any man. Do you know what I mean?
Because, but you know, it's a misdemeanor.
As I said to both of you,
it's a misdemeanor, which is our equivalent to a caution.
Like I said to both of you, if that was the other way round, they had him chasing her on video, he'd be under the jail. Like,
we've seen plenty of you've seen plenty of videos where you've had a woman have a grab right in her, then she's pushed him and he's just not done nothing, and then she's still seen as a victim later on. After she shoved him and walked off, she's seen as a victim later on.
Yeah.
If he starts chasing her like she started chasing him,
how would that
just
look?
To your point.
How would that look? Big black oaf.
And you guarantee
Snow White down.
And everyone gets out of their car at that point. All the cars that are running past, everyone gets out of their car at that point. What are you doing?
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
They'll probably thought, oh no, he stole her phone. She's chasing after him.
Yeah, no, but it does change things. It changes things a lot, and I just. But the thing is, as I was saying, their misdemeanor is our caution. Yeah. Pretty much.
Bit more than caution. Their misdemeanor is like our minor crime. So their misdemeanor to felony is like what ABH is to GBH.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you see what I'm
saying?
Yeah. So it is the lesser stuff.
It is the lesser.
But he can still face a year in prison.
You can still go jail for misdemeanor though.
Yeah.
It all depends
what they
how
said,
you want to deal with you.
Worst case scenario, he could get a year.
It's not going to happen, but
it's not going to happen.
No.
But
we didn't think he'd get convicted, so let's not count our chickens before they hatch. You get me? Because I don't think he should be going to jail, but you never know. They might want to make an example out of him. You know what I mean?
Think about how much money he has lost, Larry.
Oh,
like I'm talking millions upon millions, because he's been in like crisis right now. You know what I mean,
bro? He's meant to be the next big bad of the MCU.
Yeah.
Now they have made a hash of it, which is why they were, even before he got the guilty verdict, they were talking about not having him and having Dr. Doom as the next big bad of the MCU, right? But that's not his fault. But like you said, he was meant to have an Avengers Kang Dynasty done with him. He was supposed to be in some other films as well in the MCU before that. Do you know what I mean? Then he might have been in Secret Wars as well. So just on the MCU alone, like you said, Leon, he's lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Do you know what I mean? Not to mention the fact that
there's endorsements, everything else.
Sorry, bruv?
Then there's endorsements, there's affiliations he was with.
Yeah. No, but there's the other film, the Magazine Dreams, that Disney.
Yeah, that's
Fox.
They've shelved it at the moment. I don't know what to do with it.
Well, that's going to get shelved indefinitely now. You know what I mean? That's going to get shelved indefinitely now. Like you said, there's been endorsements, adverts that's been cancelled, and then on top of that, like if I was a betting man, this woman's now going to sue him civilly and get money off him.
I don't actually think she will.
More millions. So how many more millions is he going to lose after that?
You
know? I get a feeling that she's not a money grabber, even though she was just a makeup artist, weren't she? She's Brock.
Choreographer, I think.
No, she was a movement coach. Movement coach.
Oh, movement coach. So she's Brock though, compared to.
Yeah, she's Brock.
Yeah. So listen, if there's money there, she might do the grab, Damien.
But I say that, but her legal team haven't come out and made a statement. They haven't come out and gone, look, we told you so. They've been quiet. And the last statement from his solicitor, or his lawyer, sorry, was, he hopes to, you know, prove himself fully innocent as a future pro. So basically, I think he's going to appeal.
Yeah,
And the Hollywood Reporter said the same as well.
I'd appeal.
Yeah, but he might not have any grounds to appeal on. As I was telling Damien, I was following this case with an American lawyer. He's got a YouTube channel, Mark Nicholson Law. They call him the Battery Man because he's into it. This is the kind of cases that he specializes in, right? And
Battery Man or battery
saying,
man?
well, it means different things in the States, you know?
Yeah, because battery over here is not a good thing.
I know.
I'm the battery man. You can go into prison yourself.
So I hope it's battery. But go on.
He was saying that he might not have any grounds to appeal on. So that's the problem he has there. And to be honest, I recommend you guys check out that guy's channel because he called everything right throughout this trial. He believed Jonathan Majors was innocent, but he said that he thought he was going to get found guilty, especially after they didn't come back in time with a not guilty verdict. And he also rubbished. He's the one where I got the self-defense defense from. The self-defense defense from, like, because he said if he was representing Jonathan Majors, he wouldn't have gone this whole route that they went. He would have said, yeah, well, she got injured, but she attacked me by grabbing my phone, which she's not allowed to do. So I defended myself and took back my phone, and in the process, she got injured. I'm allowed to defend myself. You know what I mean? I used reasonable force. So that's the route that he would have taken. And that made more sense to me, actually. And then on top of that, with the lawyer doing these stupid questions that then got the text messages, which I think really hurt him back in. Yeah, it was just a big shit show, honestly. It's and as you guys said, he's lost millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, if that. But let me ask you both, do you think after this he can get his career back?
You want to go first, Leon, or?
I think he has a career. I don't know how far it can go now, though, because this Hollywood, they're so everyone's trying to be seen to be doing something against violence, and like, even though this like you said, it's a shit show. There's nothing really going. There's nothing really to see here. If you're honest with yourself, like, there's nothing really to see. Yeah, he got cancelled by Disney. I think that's really gonna hurt him. That's really gonna hurt him. I think he has a career, but I just don't know how much of a career. He might just fade into obscurity. It might be one of those eventually. But may you learn a valuable lesson.
Yeah. What about you, Damien? What do you think?
I kind of want to go into a bit deeper in regards to the history of it before I make a judgment on his career, because there's a few things I'm still not au fait with about the whole case itself. And there's also some things that obviously we've said before in Gym Rat Pack, our main focus is on Hollywood news and movies and stuff, and this doesn't fall under our remit. But obviously we have to look at this from the fact of a man that is a Hollywood starlet, and everything else that comes with it. Now, the psychology of him, I don't get, because as much as I'm all for, I think an appeal can still go through, and I'll explain why in a second. He has not portrayed himself well in regards to the way he's spoken about himself in what's been released in court. Now, he came forward, obviously the recordings got released where he referred to himself as, making comparisons between how he's a great man, doing stuff for the culture. You need to be more like Loretta King, you need to be more like, Michelle Obama and stuff like that. And me, when you spoke about this earlier, Larry, that can come off as incredibly narcissistic. So there's this narcissistic mentality, which unfortunately, that's hanging over him. I think had that tape not been released, which is actually comes under what I think he can appeal against later on, had that not been released, I don't think the jury would have been as swayed to look at him as this, you know, beast of a person that can assault someone. Now, there's a ruling in America which apparently they used, and they spoke about some reporter called the Moulinaire ruling, which is what was basically allowed to be used after poor questioning by his defense team. So his defense team presented poor question to the point where the judge turned around and said, where is this going? So Michael Gaffey turned around and said, well, where is this question going? It's pointless, which then allowed the prosecution to bring up the text messages, which were not allowed to be used originally, which they tried to basically get closed and said, look, you can't use that previous evidence. Now, a Moulinaire ruling allows you to basically bring up previous stuff, which has nothing to do with what he's being charged with, to show that this could be an indicator of what he could possibly do later on in his life. So it's not actual history of this is what he's done now, what he's being accused of, but he's had a history of this. So we, even though we've got not solid enough evidence to say he did this, we can use previous to say, yeah, he's possibly doing something like that.
Character flaw.
Character flaw, yeah. So they played that voice reel, which the defense tried to get locked away beforehand. They played that after the poor questioning was done by the judge. Now, up until the point when you look at the actual car footage, they're saying, okay, that's the reckless assault. We mentioned this before. If someone gets lifted up and put into a car, she was saying, oh, I was thrown into the car, he hurt me and stuff. You can see in the video, she's after him, he lifts her and puts her back into the car. The driver says, you know, she looked like the aggressor. So there's no actual footage to show reckless assault, apart from him lifting her and putting her into the car. There's no footage to show reckless assault at all. The harassment, they're stating that's what happened inside, but they never saw that. So all of this is quite dubious. And he goes running off and she chases him. So his defense team never put it on her as being an aggressor at no point. They never really got him on his hand. He was never questioned. He never got forwarded the witness statement. At no point did he get on the stand, which I still don't fucking understand. At no point did he get on the stand and give a witness statement to this is what happened. Now, the narcissistic tendency doesn't help because, again, that puts his character in a bad light. But we can put that to the side for a second. On the basis of what actually happened, if he went forward and appealed on the Moulinaire ruling that they shouldn't have released that because that put his character in a bad judge of light for the actual jury, because then it painted him in a negative light already, I think they would have allowed him to then open up questioning on, look, what did she do? Was she the aggressor in this scenario? And that would have then changed the outcome. But I think his defense team was shocking. In terms of his career going forward, Marvel's dropped him. You know, Magazine Dreams is possibly being shelved by Disney, and that's a very testosterone-fueled movie. Are they going to release a film like that with Majors as the front runner to go, look, we still believe in him? It's like, well, you're just showing a guy that likes to lift weights and those steroids, and like, you know, he's probably going to be very angry naturally. That's not going to be a good, you know, projection for us of what he's just been accused of. So I don't think they released Magazine Dreams. I think the same what Larry said, I think they shelved that. But I think probably 4 or 5 years, he starts to make a slow comeback in indie films, and then works his way back up again.
He has a career, but
it's not what it was going to be. But I still think he should appeal. I think he's got nothing. He's got nothing to lose. All he's got to lose is he's going to be in the press for a few more weeks if he appeals. That's it. But this kind of case shouldn't have been put in the fucking press anyway. These kind of hearings don't get put through to a trial. This is like a small, you know, civil hearing.
This is
that should never gone to a trial. That doesn't make any sense to me from a legal standpoint. So I think his career does come back, not like Leon said, not to the standing that he would have had, but at the same time, I still think he should appeal. There are things with his character, as I mentioned before, the narcissistic qualities, which doesn't sit right with me. And I don't think any of us, I can definitely, not even, I could say definitely none of us would ever speak of ourselves in that way. Like I would never refer to myself as like, you know, the next coming of God. Not that he said that, but in that kind of way. You should look at me as like, you know, Obama and the rest of it. Not that that's a great projection anyway. You know, pick someone else to compare yourself to.
Wait. On that note, who was recording that?
She was.
Why?
And she timed it very well. She timed it very well.
Why?
That's why it was a frame. It was a frame up. It was a frame up.
And there's a context to that as well, because like if you listen to what she's saying, I've listened to the recording 3 or 4 times. He's saying to her, like, you know, you've come home drunk with your friend drunk. You know, had it just have been like I came home, you were drunk. Okay, baby, no worries, I'll go to sleep. But it wasn't just that. Something else happened. And the recording's not very, very clear. And she's apologizing for it. And he's like, look, I'm putting myself out there in the public eye. I'm held to a higher account. The person that's with me needs to also be doing that, because if not, it's going to throw the whole plan out of action. So I kind of see what he's trying to say. The problem is the way he framed it makes him seem like a narcissist and makes him seem like an egotistical piece of shit, which doesn't help when they're trying to make a case for this guy is not an aggressor. You know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't show her as this person. Clearly she's got alcohol issues. I mean, even the footage afterwards, she comes back, cleavage is all out, because they've got her walking back into the hotel, shirt's all open, she sat there on the phone, cleavage is all out, not complaining about her finger, and then she somehow ends up locked away in a blooming, you know, shoes dressing, walk-in dresser, and she has no idea where she's with. 7 minutes after she sends a text message to her friend, but she couldn't hear Jonathan Majors banging on the wall, say, let me into my home. I'm like, it seems like she's a lot more manipulative and clever than she's letting out to be. Like even the, you know, the boohoo, oh, please come back to me, Jonathan, with the 2 random guys she met on the street. They probably didn't even know her. They'd met her that night.
Yeah. She went to the club with people she didn't know. Like
that tells you something about her mentally.
Like who does that?
Yeah.
Even any time. Who does that? But yeah, like Larry said, I feel like there was some sort of plan, or she was covering her bases by doing recordings, because there is no reason for Larry's missus to start recording him every so often. Like if you went to court and your missus had the recording, like you'd be like, what? You know? So you know, this whole, like Amber Heard did the same thing, like recordings, and they're recording each other, and it's like, what's going on here?
Exactly.
What's going on here?
It's like we need to be together. That relationship was toxic as you know what I mean. Like,
but how Jonathan Majors saw Little Snow White as the next Michelle Obama, I will never know.
And it's funny because that recording made her look worse, because it showed that she had a drinking problem, and then they even questioned her about it, and she had to admit, she's got a drinking problem. And yet, with that, you still convict the man. Like, that doesn't give you reasonable doubt. Because remember, that's all you have to show in a criminal trial, reasonable doubt. The woman is an alcoholic. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that she could concoct this lie to frame up my man. Like, it's not. So, you know, I mean, they found a paralytic, honestly. Like, I just, as I said to both of you, the fact that he got convicted of this doesn't bode well for all men, because this is a man with mad resources and he still got convicted. What chance is there for guys like me and you guys? Like,
and the thing is,
my phone is on record 24/7 in my pocket.
As simple as you take it, as simple as you take it, say that was you, Damien. You don't get to work where you're working. Even Tesco are going to ask for a DBS. You know? Do you know little things like this ruin people's lives? Like, he's got money, yes, so he's okay. But what I'm saying is, it's ruined his future, and this will ruin your average person's life. You don't want assault, you know, or harassment on your police history.
But this takes me back to the lawyers, because I'm just like, and I can speak from a place of education on this. When I first went to court, I defended myself, and I was told by every single solicitor, every single legal professional, don't do it, you'll lose. 99% of cases will get thrown out and you lose. I went, fucking won by myself, had all of it dropped. The moment I got a solicitor later on for the other part of my case to do with the person most dear to me, they turn up late, they're questioning with things that I don't agree with, or they're bringing up history of stuff that, like, well, I never told you that. Oh, it's a weird thing on thumbnail. Look, if you just watch, wait for it. Yay.
Yeah, I was thinking, what is that?
You got it. There you go. It's a new thing on iOS.
Okay.
But yes, and then they were giving, like, my witness statement, they'd misquote it. And it got to the point where I'm thinking, like, sometimes solicitors and lawyers, as much as they know all the legal jargon, they know the rest of it. If you can keep a level head in the court head, it's probably better to defend yourself half the damn time in court. If you can just keep yourself emotionally stable, stick to the facts, because you know the story better than the solicitor knows the story. You can present the evidence better than they can do it. And I still don't get why he didn't take the stand. And this goes back to my whole thing about the character flaw. If he is that way inclined, if he is quite narcissistic and egocentric, obviously that wouldn't help him getting on the stand, because we could get some kind of emotional fallout or whatnot, or some big grandiose statement of, I am this. But if he could remain calm, talk about the facts, this is what happened, this is what I did. You're not looking at any of the evidence. You've got a driver saying this. You're accusing me of something that physically don't have any evidence for, which goes back to the millionaire ruling. You're only basically judging my character on a voicemail recorded a year ago, which I wasn't aware of, which is half the conversation, because we don't know what they was talking about before that recording started. That's mid-conversation. So there's context matters, but that's ignored. And it's like, that's what I think that it needs to be put through.
Yeah, but
us,
saying about him not taking the stand. If you thought that you wouldn't have to take the stand, because on paper he wins this case, with the evidence and like things done correctly, like the lawyer not messing up, he wins the case. If he goes on the stand, he has to answer more questions, and it can get deeper, which might tarnish his reputation. So I'm thinking that's why he didn't. If you said to me, you don't need to take this down, I've got enough, I've got this, blah blah blah, look at the evidence, I think that's why he didn't do it.
But then that leads
they
the
might
whole
start
rule of
digging. When they put him up there, they'll be like,
So once I think the strategy changed. I think they were going to have him on the stand, but then once those text messages came in, they couldn't have him on the stand, because that's all the questioning would have been about. And trust me, he would have looked even worse than what he did now.
Yeah,
they would have delved into those text messages and what happened, and they would have, trust me, it wouldn't have looked good. So it's probably better he didn't take the stand.
But that's the thing; those text messages those texts couldn't have been used if his lawyer hadn't fucked up with the questioning. So this is a quote on Hollywood. So the Hollywood Reporter
probably wasn't part. That's what I was saying, that it probably wasn't part of the plan at first. He was probably supposed to take the stand at first, but then when the whole text messages came in, it was like, he can't take the stand now, because that's all the questioning will be about. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
about prior.
I
think the other thing is in the public eye, Jonathan Majors is not he's not an instant likable character,
No.
I get what you're saying. I
don't dislike him. I think he's a great actor. I haven't had the opportunity to see downtime or interviews or anything, so I don't really know. But just off the cuff, he's not like Michael B. Jordan. He's he's not. He doesn't come off like that. Even Wesley. Like Wesley was always the cool guy, like no matter what, always serious, but you took to Wesley straight away. For example, Jonathan Majors, nobody really knows Jonathan Majors. Well,
and the thing is, like the interviews you've seen him in, like even when he's done like the Actors Round Table and stuff, he always seems like a guy that's trying to really articulate his position to other actors.
Quite stiff.
Yeah.
It's quite stiff. Like I don't feel like I'm getting that's really funny. Like getting that side of you, that normal side. I don't think that helps.
Nah.
Like just off the cuff likable. Right. Some people are just likable straight away. And I've only known him in recent years, and I can't say I like him as a person, or I think he's funny, or I think he's really witty, or anything, because I don't know. He doesn't display any of that. He just seems very composed all the time.
Yeah, which shows a very controlling factor.
Do you know what? It's not even composed. He looks very standoffish.
Right.
That's very standoffish.
That's the word I'm looking for. Standoffish.
That's the vibe you get. Yeah, that's the vibe you get from him. And even when he's doing interviews, you don't get that he's very personable. You don't get that. Oh, I want to share some of what I'm, you know, going through with you. You don't get that with, like we get with a Denzel or
Yeah, you see, the thing is,
Fox
and this is where
you know
you
what I
see,
mean?
like what Damien was saying about being narcissistic or whatnot. It's like
Right.
Denzel is the greatest actor, one of my all-time
Doesn't need
favorites.
to talk about it.
But when he gets on a chair, he's a normal guy. Instantly a normal. You think, Denzel, I could talk to you. You're next door, or you actually are regular. You've got all this, but you are regular. But with my man, it's like he's really believing his own hype a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And that is where you're coming unstuck, my friend. Just a little bit. Because you can play the hard man anywhere. You know, everyone's likable. Like if it's Vin Diesel or whoever. Like everyone's got that thing. He hasn't got it yet.
No.
So when he's talking about this, Michelle Obama, what the hell are you talking about? You're an actor. Like, what are you talking about? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even Samuel L. Jackson will, you know, he'll get on. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, just relatable. But yeah, standoffish. Larry, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. Because I'm thinking to myself, what is it about this guy? I really like what his work. But are you going to be missed? Don't get me wrong. I think what's happened is still a tragedy. It's an injustice. I think this is a farce and it should never have gone this far. No way. This should be in and out, whatever. Give her a couple grand, tell her to keep quiet. You might as well have.
Huh? The money thing keep quiet now. It shouldn't have gone trial. I think it should have been done in a civil court. But yeah, the whole money thing. I mean, we said it before. Like, if you do the money thing, keep quiet. Later on, that's going to come out and bite you in the ass.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, people do it all the time, yeah. And there's always this, oh, but why did he pay? Why did he pay? But they get away with it that way. Disney can't drop you based on you paid somebody off.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, all right, Diddy's coming unstuck now, but you know that brother's been paying off people for years.
Oh yeah.
And now, for your devil worship, this is where you are, bro. Do you know what I mean? This is where you are. And I saw that thing about the dildo in Diddy's bathroom.
Oh, what?
Bro. Yeah. Cameron said he went there to the house and I saw that. And I thought to myself, I was thinking about it. And it's like, yeah, say I liked doing that to people. Yeah, females. You don't have your own one though, do you? You don't go and buy one and say, yeah, look what I got for you. Like, that is weird. That is weird. If anything, say, look, I know you got one. Bring it when you come. That is Diddy's dildo.
If he's able to still release music in the next 2 years, I have no fucking idea how.
Huh?
If he's able to release music in the next 2 years, I have no fucking idea how.
Oh, bro, no, Diddy's done out here. He's done out here.
You think he's done?
Done out here. He's done, man. He's done. He's done. Like, he's done in terms of music.
Okay.
He's done in terms of
he's a billionaire, though.
Sorry?
He's a billionaire, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's all right.
Well, look how quick he paid off Cassie. How much did Cassie ask for? 30 mil?
30.
So.
Oh, chump change. There you go.
Yeah. At least minimum 20. Because you know Cassie asked for more than she, you know, that's what you do. If I think you're gonna give me 5 mil, I'm gonna ask for 10 so I get the 5. If I ask for the 5, you're gonna give me 2.5. So that, like, Cassie knows what she's doing.
Yeah. So,
yeah, she knows what she's doing. But as for Jonathan Majors, yes, I don't know. What can we say?
And I saw. Sorry to cut you there, Leon. I saw some people online talking about how Disney was out of order, firing him But I don't feel that way at all. I think Disney actually did the
They
for once,
stood by
actually
him
did
for
the
a
right thing.
long time.
Because they could have done that the moment he got charged or even got allegations came out.
Like his
They
management
stuck
did.
with him.
Mm.
They stuck with him up until he got convicted, and then they fired him. Which is fair. I mean, business wise, that is fair. You know, we can't really, you know, grumble at that. But you know, I think Disney are not to blame for that. I think they stuck with him for as long as they could.
I mean, they could have done a HBO and like you let him choke out someone and still put him in reshoots for a superhero movie. You know, like.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, yeah, it's business. They did stand by him, and they didn't have to. They didn't have to. And they put, you know what? They probably rang him and, you know, like, listen, we can't, there's nothing, my hands are tied. My hands are tied. I can't associate with what's happened. You know, no love lost. It's not a bad mind thing. It's just the way it is.
Look how quick his management were quick to drop him. His publicist was quick to drop him. This is just when I think he wasn't even charged. Just the allegation.
No, it was like the first week within it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everyone ran away. Everybody ran away. Oh, boy. So, yeah. Anything anybody wants to add? No. I think Damien said enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you quantized it good.
Yeah. Larry?
Yeah.
Are you still staring at my hat? Are you going for that?
Larry, what are you staring at? You're watching the TV, aren't you?
He's not even here right now.
Larry.
After Larry. Come in, Larry. Are you there? Mr. Olubamiwo.
Larry.
Lau. Lomre. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is he there? Like what are you doing? Just keep waiting.
Are you watching the TV, Larry?
Larry.
I guess that's bye then.
Bye now.
Bye, Lau. Thanks.